Friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jesse. You saw the title for today's video. Today, I'm reaching out to college students. In the future, I'll be reaching out to the career changers, but today I want to talk to the students. The ones that are contemplating the idea of going into nursing. Either the idea has piqued your interest in the past and you chose something else instead, or maybe you're currently already on a college degree path and you're actually like, no, I'd actually rather do nursing instead. This video is for you. But of course, the problem, you already started a college degree and now you need to pivot and you're trying to figure out how to do it or what it may look like to switch. What I'm going to cover specifically in this video are some of the things to make sure you do before you actually go to make that switch and also during the switch itself. I'm hoping that by going over these things, it helps to create a more clear picture for you. After all, from my experience, goals get done with clarity. The more clarity you create for yourself, the easier it is to see the path and ultimately reach that goal. So with that said, let's go. So before you make the leap, my biggest suggestion for you, one, make sure you know this is for a fact. And two, pay attention to the feeling that is calling you to make this switch in the first place. You see, friends, life is not a straight line. As I get older myself, I do see the constant importance of knowing where it is you want to go. But there's also another layer to this, which is the importance of remaining flexible on this journey, on this path that you set for yourself. If a different degree is calling you in this life, friends, pay attention to that energy. The end result may be a change to nursing, but it may also be confirmation of what it is that you're already doing is actually what you should be doing. For example, the major that you already chose and you're currently on path for may actually be the major. After you explore all this nursing, that first major may actually be the one that you should be doing. Maybe you decide to not actually make the switch when you actually sit with yourself. Maybe as you explore, right, everything that it entails to be a nurse, you realize actually you don't see yourself doing what a nurse does. Like in theory, it sounds nice, but actually, never mind. I'm glad I looked. I'm glad I explored the feeling. Nursing isn't for me, actually. I'm not interested. And just know that is actually a really good outcome as well. And that's my point. My point is sit with yourself and really think about this decision. Spend some time on this, whether it's a week, a month, a couple months. What many people are told here is that switching majors is a bad idea. It never ends well, blah, 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 right? The way I see it, the problem is not switching majors. The problem is to constantly switch majors. There's a difference. And in this process of constantly switching majors, never actually completing a college degree. This idea that maybe you can't find something that aligns with you because maybe you are constantly switching majors. Because of that, I really want to put an emphasis on being that person, a person that gets you to think about these things before you actually make the switch to nursing. I feel like I had to say this, and then we'll get into the second part. So please explore this and remind yourself that happiness will never come from your career itself. Happiness is a culmination of all life experiences, good and bad, and present and future. And know that it's transient. There'll never be a moment where you just hold on to happiness from any which way that it comes to you, whether it's career or experiences or relationships. It's transient. You'll never be able to hold on to it forever. It comes and it goes. So friends, with all that out the way, you now have made the leap. You decided to actually switch into nursing. Well, first off, congratulations. I know it does take a lot to make the switch and make the move, and I know it's scary, but there's also excitement with it, right? You created this new runway for yourself. You were standing on the edge, waiting so long to jump into this decision, and now you've made it, right? All these emotions are coming up. In this portion of the video, I now want to give you all the practical, boring stuff to think about. Just another person telling you some of the things maybe you already know, or some things that maybe you haven't considered, right? In this pivot here to becoming a registered nurse. So I got 5 things 5 things I think you should consider and make sure you're taking into account as you make this switch. So 1 is research. Research your current college. Look to see if they have a nursing degree. If they do, speak to a counselor and see what it would take to switch at your current school. If they don't, look for other colleges that also may have nursing programs in your area that you may be interested in. This is also a smart idea, even if your school has a program, because it widens your options. Many students only wait on one school, and oftentimes that's not the best idea, as it can result in quite a bit of lost time if you don't happen to get in. Number 2, select the nursing programs you're interested in. The decision to select the nursing programs you are going after is very important. This aligns with the saying, you don't know your map or your path until you know your destination. You'll need to identify the programs to go for so you know what classes to take. And honestly, it's really that simple, but this step is very important. So just want to make sure you guys thought about this. Number 3, from those schools, start knocking out any remaining prerequisites. Each school is going to have their own prerequisites. Many will overlap, but some schools do have a class or 2 that don't overlap. It's a little annoying, but you may have to go take 1 or 2 classes for each program that you're applying to. I had to take a couple classes that I really didn't care about, but I had to take them specifically to some of the programs I was applying to. Overall, the point to this one is find the checklist of the prerequisites for the program and go until you're done with them. You will need them all done in order to apply. Number 4, consider retaking classes for a better grade. One thing I hear about often is people switching majors and trying to get into nursing and not having dealt with the competitiveness of getting into a nursing program. Maybe you were lax before, but now you switched into nursing. The purpose behind this point is to share with you the reality of the difficulty of getting into a nursing program. It's not easy, at least not publicly. They are actually very impacted. So because of this, retaking classes can make a huge difference to your GPA, especially if you weren't that serious about nursing before. Number 5, understand this will potentially cost you time, and it's okay, and you will need to accept this. Switching is never advised and best avoided, but if switching is occurring, don't get discouraged due to the timeline. Acknowledge the lost time and reassure yourself it's the best decision for your future self. You decided to switch into nursing for a reason. Whether you really want to help others, see it as a financially smart move, or a stable career path. Whatever your reason is, always remind yourself of it. And that is it, friends. If you at all have any questions about anything that I said in this video today, reach out to me on Instagram. I'm at Male Nurse Mentor. Quite a bit of you have reached out already. I'm always around. It's one of the largest reasons as why I'm into this space in the first place. I've just gotten into a place in my own nursing career where I want to help others in the ways that I would have found helpful when I was first starting this nursing journey. I know there's a lot involved to it. So find me on Instagram. I'm here if you need me. I got you. But as always, friends, I will see you on the next one.